Hey everybody, hello everybody. It is our Tuesday night live. This is Dr. Nicole, your master certified coach and success strategist. I'm so sorry. Yeah, we haven't seen each other in about 2 weeks because it was a holiday last week and I wanted everybody to kind of get their love on. So we didn't meet last week, but we're here again tonight. Hey, I see we're building an audience. Yay! Tonight, we are going to talk about what is your ask. As we talk about how to position to win, how to live like you matter and position to win in your life, in your relationships, in your business endeavors, there are some things that are really critical, you guys. And one of them that I want to talk about tonight is part one, because there are quite a few things. So, get your notepad so we can take some notes, okay? So tonight we're talking about what is your ask. What are some critical questions, you guys, that you are asking when it comes to the goals that you have and the things that you're going after? You can't go after them in the dark. It's really important that they're SMART goals, they're specific, they're measurable, all that great stuff. But what are some of the things, hey Rhonda, what are some of the things in the background that you need to ask yourself, even as it relates to whether this is inspiring, whether this is something that's going to give you any energy, whether this is something that makes you feel alive. So should you even be doing it? Hey Stephanie, should you even be doing it? Because remember, time is your number one commodity. You can't get it back. So wherever you're spending it, you want to make sure that it's in line with what you should be doing and that it's going to count. Okay, so tonight we're talking about what is your ask. So let me tell you where this came from. I was talking to a client once and they were talking about somebody that they were going to meet with, a very influential person that they wanted to help them in a significant way. Or let's say they believed that they could be a door opener and help them in a significant way. And I said to them, okay, that sounds really cool. I know it took forever for you to get this meeting, but what is your ask? And they were like, what do you mean? I said, what are you asking this person to do? You want to meet. Yes, you want to connect with them. Yes, you want to, get insight and knowledge and understanding, but for the purpose of what? What is your ask? And from that look that was on their face, like I hadn't thought about it that way, it connected me to the reality that a lot of times we're even afraid to ask for what we want. So we're afraid to even think about what is it that we really want from this connection? Where do we want this connection to lead? So therefore we make it really broad and we say things like, oh gosh, anything that they'd be willing to do, anything that they would be willing to connect with me on, I'd be willing to take it, I'd be willing to do it. Well, that's not really strategic. You want to be intentional and think about what is your ask in reference to the manifestation of your vision, in reference to the manifestation of your goals. So I want to give you some questions to start thinking about. Write them down because you will need them later. So let's start with, what do I ... What do I ... What do I want? What do I want? What do I need? What do I want to see happen in this situation? What do I want to see happen with this person? What do I choose to learn from this experience? What do I choose to learn from this experience? What do I see myself doing in this situation? These are questions that you're asking in your strategy phase. right? Before you start connecting with people and before you start calling people and before you start putting things in motion. These are questions that you want to have some clarity about so that you can be most strategic about where you're going, what you're doing, and what you do when you get there. What about what is ... What is this opportunity? What is my intention in this situation? What is the best positioning for me based on what I have to offer and what I've already done? What is this opportunity in this season at this moment? So that kind of goes into why this, why now? So what is this opportunity in this season, in this moment? Again, that kind of bridges that why this, why now? And what is my intuition telling me? What is my intuition telling me? And these are questions, you guys, that you can ask before any really big meeting, before a networking opportunity, before a presentation, where you might be trying to get people to invest in your idea, or you're trying to get people to come on board and help you manifest your vision, or you're trying to get doors to open for you. These are questions that you want to have answered. What is God saying? What is God saying? What are you willing to do, and for how long are you willing to do it? So that speaks to, okay, what's your commitment here? When do you make a shift? So what am I willing to do, and for how long am I willing to do it? Because you want to be able to sit back and say, here's what my commitment is to this. And here's where I'm going to say, okay, it's time to reevaluate. What's the best strategy? What is ... the best strategy? And by whose standards? So have you benchmarked anything? Have you looked at what other people are doing and how other people are doing it? And then have decided, okay, based on what other people are doing and how other people have done it. Hey, Easton. Hey, Cuz. Based on what other people have done, based on other strategies that I've seen, here's what I think is going to be the most viable option. What excites you about this? What excites me about this? Why am I excited about this? What is exciting about this? What about this is inspiring to me? Now let me just say this about those kind of questions. Do not belittle those kind of questions. The questions that ask about inspiration, intention, purpose, passion, what makes you feel alive, because those are the pockets where you should spend your time. Because in those spaces, people are going to get the most out of you, and you're going to pour the most into them, because those are the places, those are those divine sweet spots where you fit. So ask the question so that you can at least answer for yourself. Am I moving down the right road? Am I doing the right thing? Am I spending my energy in the right place? This is a big one. What have I tried? What have I tried? There are things when you sit down and think about it, you'll realize that you've already tried, and you have an understanding of whether they worked, why they didn't work. And sometimes there just needs to be a little tweak to the right or to the left to get a better result. But you've got to be willing to look at, what have I tried in reference to this? how do I, ... How do I feel about this potential? How do I feel about it? Do I feel like this is a fit? Do I feel like this is somebody else's race? Or do I feel like this is mine? Do I feel like this is where I should be? How do I navigate the best outcome? What does that look like? Many times, hi, Miss Tammy. Many times we've talked about the fact that vision is about visibility. It's not about feasibility, right? So when you're thinking about an outcome, you may not really even realize it, but you've already visualized what's possible. What are you seeing? Are you visualizing that you're not enough? Are you visualizing it's going to end up bad? Are you visualizing that you're going to be victorious in whatever that is and that you're going to knock it out the park? How can I negotiate the best outcome? First starts with, what do you even envision the outcome to be? You can't leave that up to everybody else, because they're going to come into the conversation envisioning what they think the outcome should be. You need to come in already in the space of thinking about the possibilities being endless. And absolutely, other people can stretch your vision. But you need to at least come in believing that you're in the right conversation and you're the right person for the conversation. How about, how present am I willing to be? Time, again, is your number one commodity. There is nothing like it, because once time passes, you can't go and rewind the clock, right? Now we know that, things can be restored for you. Time can be restored for you. But you can't do it. So you want to steward it in the best way possible. When you're not present, you end up having to repeat a lot of stuff, right? Let me say this again. As somebody who is an overachiever, I have learned this the hard way. When you're not present, you end up repeating things because you didn't take good notes the first time. You weren't present. You were distracted. You were trying to get to the next thing. You were trying to hurry up and do the next thing. So some of the intricate things that you were supposed to get in that first situation, in that first encounter, you missed it. So now you have to do it again. So sometimes you save yourself by just saying, how present am I willing to be? And if you're not willing to be present, it's okay to sometimes say, you know what? Let me press pause. Not right now. Let me wait until I am willing to be vested in this networking conversation. I'm willing to be vested in this scenario with this person who's probably going to ask me to be all in on a project or whatever. Let me wait until I can commit presence of mind, body, and spirit to whatever the opportunity is before I go up in there halfway, miss it, and then I'm sitting there saying, I don't know why this didn't work out. You guys, those are just some very quick questions to think about when you're talking about what is your ask. Because at the end of the day, you are the only one that can control you. That's the piece that you have some control over. The rest of it, you do not. I know we always want to think that we have control over other things, but we really don't. What we have some level of control of is how we show up, how present we are. Have we asked the powerful questions to know how to position ourselves to win in that dynamic? Have we done our pre-work to make sure that we are positioning ourselves to be in the most advantageous space with that opportunity, with that relationship, with that conversation? That's our work. Then once we show up with another person, another ball of energy and love and possibility in a human form, then we're ready to play. But we got to do our stuff first, right? So that's part one, you guys. You know where to find me. If you are not following us in our Facebook group, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what you're doing if you're not following us, because there's about 1,100 of us now, and we are kicking butt and taking names, encouraging one another and doing some fantastic things. So at Ask Dr. Nicole, you need to check us out. If you're not following us on Facebook or any of our other social platforms like Twitter, Instagram, follow us at Ask Dr. Nicole. And I will see you back here on Tuesday night around 9:15-ish. Give you some time to put the kids down and to get your wine or get your chocolate milk or your hot tea or whatever works, and get your notepad so we can take some notes. I hope this was helpful for you. Join us and give us some feedback. Give me some feedback, and you know you can always ask your questions. So if there's anything you want to know about what we've talked about, you tell us in the social media context, and I'll always send you back a message. But until then, I'll see you next week, Tuesday night. Bye.